Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I have done a live stream. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Nilesh Mathure. I'm one of the co-founders of SaasTribe, and uh, it's great to talk to you today. This evening, it's Saturday, about 10:30 p.m. in Toronto. So, depending on which part of the world you are in, probably in Asia, morning, Sunday morning for you. So, morning as well as good evening to some of the folks who are in the West Coast as well as parts of Canada as well. So has been a while I've done a live stream. Excuse my absence, but it has been due to a combination of factors. um Firstly, I had some issues with there was a flood in our my unit, so we had to do a lot of get a lot of equipment out, get it back, and so on, as well as um, my machine crashed, my Mac crashed for some reason. I dropped it, and then I had to reinstall everything, and I couldn't be bothered. I was busy with the projects and projects and projects. So I do want to get back into streaming though, because we haven't been doing much in the SaasTribe community as well as in the AppSumo community. Just it's mostly buy sell post, and of course Rouhani and Alberto are doing some streams, but we want to do some exclusive streams as well. So we will be looking to hosting some founders. And let me just see if anyone else had joined here. Hi everyone. Hey Sam, thank you for joining in. It has been a while. I've seen you still going live on some of the streams. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that, but good to see you here. Hopefully, we can do some streams together as well. I hope all is well with you, Sam. So, everyone else who used to be active, I guess it will take a few streams for them to come back, and then we'll do it more regularly, right? So the goal is to keep doing it till nothing interesting remains to be talked about, but that's barely possible because there is always a lot of interesting things to talk. Even though there might not be that many interesting deals on AppSumo, there are a lot of promising founders, indie founders, who are marketing themselves and building in public all the time. So Twitter is a great spot for that. You can find a lot of indie founders, really good founders, and a lot of them don't even want to be on AppSumo or any LTD sites because it can actually damage their startup. and their reputation once they are on AppSumo to with the burden of having to cater to customers for years and AppSumo just giving them maybe 20-30% of the revenue. So, but having said that, there is a lot of good founders out there, and we have okay. A cat. So okay, um, there is challenges for sure, and my cat hasn't done this in a while. The only time she does it is when I'm going live, I guess. So um, okay, so going back to some of the things which we want to do in the community. We want to host a lot of indie hackers. We want to host a lot of indie founders who have a compelling, promising, a startup idea, right? Like a SaaS solution for B2C type of offering for end users, or it could be for WordPress plugins and so on, right? So we're going to do that more regularly. But mostly indie founders. We'll do some AppSumo founders for sure, but have to be selective considering there is not a lot of quality tools coming up on AppSumo. Maybe there are some of course, there is always going to be that founder who is exceptional, who stands out, and who is promising, right? But that's up to him. It's not up to AppSumo. So we are going to host some founders still. And so we'll have a mix of indie founders as well as mostly platforms on AppSumo, right? So we'll do that. Second thing which we want to do is there is a lot of activity in our buy sell group, and which is good. But the challenge is, there is not a lot of people who want to help where you want to share some information about what you're selling, what you're buying, why you're selling it, right? So we want to change that habit as we look into move into building more trusted type of community, the buy sell community. We want to get people into habit of posting why they are selling tools, because if you're new to the space, I just want to tell you something, that a lot of tools being sold often on in the aftermarket are not that great tools, right? Like, so they are basically falling in the category of either abandoned, they are very slow paced development because probably due to lack of funds, or there is a lot of less traction for some of these tools, right? So don't expect that you're buying something which was on AppSumo like 5 years ago to be good now. Often that is not the case, right? Like rarely that is like the tool has survived that long, and if it has, then you want to check what's their traction, what are some of the pros and cons before you buy it, right? So we want to do that in the do buy sell group, where we get people into the habit of sharing more information about what they're buying, what they're selling, why they're selling it, right? So we wanted to get people into that habit. So honest opinions, right? Like, so hey, this doesn't serve my purpose, okay, but does it actually have any ongoing development? What are some of its social metrics? Are you seeing any traction for this tool? No, yes, things like that, right? I think it's important that people start sharing that instead of just mindlessly posting buy sell post thread, right? Because that's happening everywhere. There is a lot of other groups for that. We don't want to do that. We want to encourage people to share and be honest more. And we also want to take steps to sort of filter out all the abundant tools, all the closed tools, so that you don't, our buyers and sellers are, not selling something which is a low quality tool, right? So we'll do that. um, the next thing on our agenda is we are going to post some reviews on the SaasTribe community. Reviews from a critic perspective, right? Like, so there is a lot of communities out there which will be singing a lot of praise for some of these SaaS tools coming out, and absolutely everybody has the right to think and say what they feel about a tool, but we are going to say it what we feel as well, right? So we're going to post some reviews of some of the top trending tools and be honest about it. Right now, what's happening is people trend these tools, and most of these tools are actually garbage, right? Like, so you don't get honest opinions and reviews from a lot, and then eventually everyone cries that, hey, you lost money, and this tool was no good, and what was I thinking when I bought this tool? But that's because purely you are sort of like conditioned into buying it, and it's a trick which you want to be really, really be careful about. So we are going to post some honest reviews, and it will be in the criticizing. It will take a different approach, right? So, okay, top, why top, right? What's so different about it, right? What has the founder done to promote it? Why should you buy it? Like, what is so promising, unique about this tool, right? So we'll do some reviews of the top trending AppSumo tools from a different lens, right? From an independent lens. So keep a watch on that, and we want to do that on a weekly basis. So we'll pick a tool. So let's pick a tool for this week, and let's do that. Okay, just let me check a few messages here. One second. Okay, so with that, I think there are other things which we plan to do around the community. So what's happened is there is a lot of AI tools coming out. There is a lot of talk around how to use AI, and this tool is so good, this is so good. So every time there is an AI tool coming out on AppSumo, you will see some people just singing that's like the next big thing, and that is not the case, right? Like, I mean, what I want you to do is get into the habit of um, making sure that the what's so unique about some of these tools, right? Are these just some sort of tools with glorified prompts? Are these some tools which make life really easier? Or are these tools just like a wrapper and using OpenAI key, right? Most of the tools are. There's nothing unique about them. Like, you can see from the valuation, of course, if you're looking at Cloud, Anthropic, or OpenAI's APIs, that's the top of the chain, right? But there are tools which are good tools built using these APIs, and people have been able to monitor them, right? Lots of them, right? Some really good tools. Unfortunately, in all that rush, what's happened is there is a lot of tools which haven't made the cut outside, and of course, there is a brutal competition. Is brutal when it comes to SaaS startups. You have to really stand out. Your product has to be really, really good. There is a first mover advantage. Of course, there is a lot of other unique things which you need to solve for, and it should appeal to the customer, right? So, what kind of software would appeal to a customer so much that the customer is willing to pay a fee every month for subscribing to tool and paying for it every month, right? Without worrying or without hesitating at all, right? So something like ChatGPT, it's definitely a unique offering. There is, of course, there was Copy.ai, there was Jasper.ai, right? Some of these tools have been around for a long time. They were dependent on, I would say, OpenAI's APIs, but I believe some of them have been developing their own language models as well. But at the end of the day, these are some of the tools which have done really well from a copywriting perspective. Um, Whereas what you see on AppSumo, there is a lot of talk around one-click blogging tools, and there is a lot of talk around AI tools every single day. Is this good? Uh, no, they're not good, right? Like, I mean, you, especially on AppSumo, if you look at some of these tools where they're like 30, 40 reviews, They are all like fake reviews. They are all pretty much purchased reviews by somebody. So keep a watch on that. Don't fall for that trap, and look into buying something which you have thoroughly vetted, like, which has something unique to offer, right? Often you'll find in these communities, there's one or two guys who are talking about the same tool every time a new tool comes. They're saying, "Oh, how good it is, how great it is," right? But they're actually not using it. So make your own decisions. Don't fall for any type of traps, and don't get fooled easily, right? So stay away from, like, I would say, a lot of buying a lot of these substandard tools on Appsable, and focus on maybe like one or two which will help you. So yeah, we will be doing a lot of reviews. Let me get back to, there was maybe Jason or Ween was going to join me, but I don't think they have yet. Jason was in going to be in some sort of a meeting, and then for Win it was going to be morning. So I don't know. Plus, I think there was a rugby final today, so all Blacks lost, South Africa won. So I guess we might not be in the mood to do a live stream. Okay. But anyway, I'm here. So we can still talk a little bit. And then I just want to let you know we'll be doing a lot more live streams regularly, as well as doing some reviews. So if you have any founders, if you have any unique founders who have promising tools, please connect them, and we would be happy to host them and dive deeper into some of the tools, right? We are also going to invite some founders and have them ask very straight up questions where maybe at times they might not like it, because but as for the community's sake, we have to ask those questions where why are some of these tools continuously failing, and what's your plan afterwards, and how are you going to do things differently compared to the rest of the hundreds of thousands of founders who have launched their tools as a lifetime deal and haven't been able to make it. So we'll get into that, and then do a combination of reviews. So I'm hoping we can eventually get to hosting maybe 3 to 4 live streams a week. And then if you are interested in doing a live stream, you can as well. We just want to make sure we are not doing any cross postings and things like that. So if it's unique to our community and to your YouTube channel, it can be any YouTube channel you run. So let us know, and then we can figure that part out as well. I will talk about my setup as well. I've done a lot of work around my new setup with the Atom Extreme ISO, um, and then how I'm using my uh, entire setup with the companion BitFocus companion plugin, as well as Hyperdeck HD Plus. So that's a separate switcher, separate setup. Currently, my stream is coming to you through Ecamm Live and Restream. So a different setup, much more easier to do if you want to do a live. I think there is a little bit of planning required, but we'll talk a little bit about some of the softwares I use in my stream, like Mix Effect. We'll talk about Live App Pro. We'll talk about uh, I think Webcam Pro or something. Webcam. I'm not exactly. It's on Squares.tv. So Video Pencil as well. We'll talk about that, and then if you have any questions specifically about streaming, more than welcome to ask me anytime. we can cover every single scenario in depth, right? So we can talk about any type of issues, anything from graphics to creating high quality streams to creating various scenes, automating using Stream Deck, using Roadcaster Pros, or using your mix pre's, any type of audio mixers, as well as audio, portable field players as well, right? So we can talk in detail about the type of setup you need, how we can help you in setting up your stream, right? So if you are interested, or it could just be a software stream with a webcam, or an OBS, right? So we can talk all about that. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. If you haven't yet streamed, no problem. You can use the community for some sort of practice streams. As to be on the topic, but I would welcome you to go ahead and stream anytime. Okay. So we'll talk about that. Hey, Alberto, how's it going, man? How are you? Uh, yeah, Alberto, thanks for joining as well. I hope all is well. I think you're doing your Halloween party today, so I hope it's going well. It must be fun for your daughter. I guess. Oh yeah, he just got home, so great. Okay, so I guess there's a lot of candy and lots of fun for Artemis and for Artemis and oh, I don't. I forgot your daughter's name, so uh, you have to help me with that. Okay, all right. So anyway, okay, all right, okay, great, Alberto. Thanks. Do send some pictures. Sam, hope you had your Halloween party too as well. Did you guys go around today, or did you do that tomorrow? I'm not sure. So, um, oh, Artemis, yes, Artemis and Archimedes, yes, 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 that's it. Yeah, I was saying Artemis. I did say Artemis. I was just Archimedes. Yes. So awesome. Okay. So going back to uh, some of the streaming questions. So if you have any questions around how to create graphics, or um, what you can use for creating anything from lower thirds to titles, or if you want to ending credits, or if you want to do a starting timer, right? How do you create some of that, right? So there is a lot of different tools out there for creating all sorts of graphics, right? One of my favorite is SPX graphics. So I think I've talked about it quite a bit. um, SPX graphics is one of the my favorite tools when it comes to, and it's open source. Okay, let me share the website here with you. Okay. So SPX graphics does allow you to do a lot of high quality live professional graphics. We'll talk about that. And it is like really easy to use. It is very, very customizable. There are some pre-built templates. It's open source, so you can use it. If you are a programmer, of course, you can develop your own titles, or own sets of titles or templates, which you can use for with your live streams, and gives a very, very professional look. I would actually love to show you how I use SPX graphics with one of my other video production setup, I mean, it is a lifesaver, right? So you can do very highly customized like tickers, like what you see in the news channels, right? Or if you want to create like a weather channel or a finance channel, and you want to show ticker with like different stock options, like stock prices, right? So you can show all that. You can get your data from Google Sheets and show it in a ticker format. You can show all your lower thirds, your titles, your names. You can, and SPX Graphics also has a store where they sell a lot of different templates. I think the social template is one of the really expensive ones, but apart from that, um, I think most of the templates are affordable. Uh, and you can use space graphics to improve your stream. So we'll talk about that. So if you have any questions related to how to stream, how to go live, or if you're shy and if you have any problems running into any particular part of your stream, you're not able to figure out the audio portion, or oh really, the audio is poor. Thank you, Kazim. Let me see why the audio is poor. Okay. I appreciate the feedback. We're just talking about audio, so let me see. How is it now? Is it better? Hello. Hello. Is this better? Yeah. Okay. Kazim, how do you hear it now? Is it better now? I hope it's better now, but if you run into any issues still, yeah, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, so these are the kind of feedback I should be getting. Kasim, thank you so much for your feedback. What happened is, uh, I think I might have run into some thing. I was running, so I'm using Ecamm Live, and I have my Rodecaster Pro connected into my connected through my Crisp, which is removing some of the background noise, like air conditioning and so on, right? So maybe it is a possibility it was, but Crisp normally does work, but maybe in this case it was creating some problem. So thanks for the feedback. Alberto is saying, I thought it was okay before. Okay. So, all right. Alberto, so I don't know what happened, but uh, in my sound level as well, I can see now that my sound level had jumped up a little bit. So could be that there might be part of the audio might still have an issue. So this is actually better. I can see it myself in the um, audio meter I have here. It shows my sound level. Uh, but thank you, Kasim, for that, and thank you, Alberto, for the feedback as well. Okay, might have disturbed some setup here. Let me get this. Okay. Okay, so with that, we were talking about streaming. If you run into if you want to practice your streaming, and if you want to, uh, you know, s- talk about a topic specifically related to what we have in the community, you're welcome to do so. We can arrange that. We just need to, talk a little bit through. But other than that, you're welcome to stream related to discussion on anything related to software topics. Doesn't have to be an LTD. You could be passionate about Notion or Heptabase. Heptabase, by the way, is my new favorite application for note taking, researching. Heptabase really rocks. I mean, Heptabase currently is available as a subscription only, so it's not an LTD. It is from a very promising team based in Taiwan. I will post here. I think I had posted about Heptabase. If you would like to talk about, if you want to like doing research about topics and how things are related, right? And embed pictures and embed videos, and you have multiple, different topics which are connected to, say, a larger topic somewhere, right? So you can do all that in Heptabase. You can actually visualize and connect different things to each other in what you're researching, and make a big whiteboard and have all your different topics on that whiteboard which are related to that whiteboard, right? So, and how they connect together. So similar to what Notion is, but Heptabase I think is a lot more powerful. They are onto something. They've been voted as the number one product on Product Hunt, and their pricing is not bad currently. I believe your yearly plan has gone up to $108 a year. When I subscribed to it, I believe it was like $59 a year or something like that. But they are a YC funded startup. I think Kleiner Perkins might have invested in them as well. They have an app for Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS, Android, and it is one tool I would highly recommend for note taking. They have a very compelling story. So Heptabase, right? So we'll talk about Heptabase. If you like to, let's say, uh, research a very complex topic where there are multiple things involved, you could use Notion, but then Notion can get a little bit clumsy and hard to keep a track of once you you know get into Notion. And once within Notion, how where you have a different. Oh, hello, Nana. Are you all right? Safi, you want to say hi too? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Where are we going? Okay. So, yes. So I didn't do a live stream for almost, uh, I would say, 6 to 8 months, and she never actually showed up. So now, once I'm on camera on live, she did show up. So I think she likes that. But it's great. Okay, so going back to the topic, if you are looking for an application which allows you to um, use and organize something like all your notes, like if you want to create a wiki, or if you want to just create a document for your learning, then Heptabase is getting super popular, and Heptabase is an application you should definitely look into. So with that, we can move on to some of the other things to talk about. If you are a founder and if you would like to join our live stream, you're more than welcome. We would like to host you. Our ask is very simple. Um, we ask that have a product which is like doing something unique, right? It's not just a mere, I would say, a copycat of an existing popular product, right? There is no there is, I would say, no reason for us to cover these kind of tools where it's just a mere copy of a popular tool, right? So that's not fair. I think you have to be innovative, especially if you want to do well in this space, because otherwise what will end up happening is, like, if you create copies of a popular software, Normally, it's easier to sell on a platform like AppSumo, but in the real world, when you go outside of AppSumo, it becomes a problem and it will be very hard for you to sustain. So, our ask is simple. If you have something unique, we would want to hear from you. We want to showcase it in our community, and we want to talk about it and help you promote it. So, with that, let's move on to um, some of the other things I wanted to cover. Just- Okay, so the other thing I wanted to cover was um, some the popular LTDs which we had talked about. So on AppSumo, every week there are some top three, top five LTDs. So we are going to cover them from a critic's perspective, right? Like we will cover what's wrong with them, right? So everywhere you go, you'll say, "Oh wow, how shiny and good it is," right? We will cover it. What could go wrong with it? So stay tuned for that. We will cover a lot of these tools, and and you will get to see the other side of some of these tools before you make a decision. With that, I think thank you for all those who joined, Alberto, Sam, Kazim. I appreciate it. Thanks for uh, tuning in and also helping me with the audio. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this stream short, and with that, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy Halloween, and we'll talk soon. So we'll do a live stream every Saturday at 10:30, which is just a weekly pulse. But during the week, we're going to cover some of the various topics which we talked about. We'll talk about LTDs. We'll talk about the community in general. We'll talk about streaming. We'll talk about some of the graphics tools, the streaming tools, and talk about our setup as well. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Happy Halloween, Alberto. Happy Halloween, guys. Kazim, Sam. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and we will talk soon again. So, thanks for tuning in. It's been a while. So, thank you for tuning in, guys.